All right, here we go. We are back for our second episode. As you can hear or see, we are still live from the floor here. People are walking by, still registering. It's a little early. The show floor is getting set up. We have a lot going on here, but the one thing that is the most important, we're welcoming in presenters from across the globe. And I'm excited to welcome in Coleman, who almost didn't make it yesterday as we had a little flight delay, but he is here. He's going to share his story. And Coleman, for those who don't know you or your work, share who you are, what you do, and your journey to education to get here to FETC.
Well, my name is Coleman Brown, and I am from the wonderful city of Greenville, South Carolina. So if you haven't visited, come and join us because we're always in all the publications and news shows everywhere. Um, but I am an instructional technology facilitator for Greenville schools. I primarily work with Title I schools. I have 3 elementary schools that I work with, and I absolutely love it. I just joined that. I joined that team last year, so this is my second year with them. Prior to that, I was a K-4 teacher, first grade teacher, and a second grade teacher for 13 years, and then spent 1 year in virtual school teaching second grade during the COVID, what we know as COVID. So that was a fun and definitely an adventure for sure.
So you had said, "Come on down. We're in the news." What are some things that they share about the great work you do?
Well, some of the things that I love, man, I love to get to serve teachers every day. I get the best of both worlds. I get to work with students and then help coach teachers along the way. And so that just lines up with my heart of developing teachers. And so that kind of leads into kind of some of the things that I'm going to hopefully be sharing to this week at some of the sessions that I have scheduled for FETC.
And getting ready for today, I had a chance to see some of the work that Coleman is doing. He was gracious enough to share, go on his Twitter. Sorry, this is Wakelet, your Wake, and a lot of the resources are there. So for those who have never, you know, brought resources together using Wakelet, why is that the way you went to?
Well, I think Wakelet is just a great tool. It's a way that I share my newsletters with my teachers because I can insert things easily, and it's accessible, for teachers to come back to on a daily basis. Whereas, sometimes it was harder just to do a piece of paper, and when I did the paper, those things kind of get thrown in the trash. So Wakelet's just a link that they can come back to and check whenever they want to.
That is awesome. And you have a couple sessions here. I think you have multiple sessions, but 2 on your own: the Tech Badge Dash,
Mm-hmm.
building teacher capacity with your school, and then flipping PD with Ed Puzzle. So share about the 2 sessions that you have.
So I'm doing total 4. I'm doing 2 with one of my colleagues. We're going to be doing Canva for the busy educator, and then also another one on integrating VR into the classrooms with Shane Peak. And so I'm excited about that. But what I'm most excited about is the Tech Badge Dash. This is something that it's been a labor of love for me over the past year. As we know, there's tons of tech tools that are out there at everyone's disposal, and with teachers. Maybe not like me who loves tech, they get overwhelmed. And so I found that a lot of teachers were getting overwhelmed with their education, with all the educational tools out there. And so part of my department is to be able to narrow down those tools. And so we have really lined in on our top 5
Sure.
of the things that we really train on as a district. And so we landed on several things that really focus in on the SAMR side of things, where we can really get kids creating, teachers redefining what they're doing in their classrooms, not just a piece of paper and pencil type thing. So with the Tech Badge Dash, I created that to help develop teachers and take them from a basic understanding of a tool to more of it takes them up through tiers where they can earn a badge basically for meeting with me, planning with me, leading a lesson, as well as all the way up to the very last badge that they can earn is sharing it at a conference, maybe at one of our local conference, UTC, which my department puts on back in Greenville, or coming to FETs and sharing that here.
And so I have to guess and maybe assume incorrectly, but Ed Puzzle might be one of the 5 since you're doing another session on that.
Yeah. So with my Tech Badge Dash, I got Seesaw, which we have approved in our district. Cami is a district wide. Pear Deck is district wide. Book Creator. Let's see here. Golly, Ed Puzzle, and then I'm blanking right here on the top of my head here.
That's okay.
But there's really 6 tools that we like really that I really focus in on, just that are part of the 5 that our district has. There's like 5 like initiatives that we take, and there's tools within those initiatives that we do.
And Coleman might be out of his district, out of his state, but he's still continuing to teach. And for me, I just learned a new tool 30 seconds ago when he shared something with me. So he shared all of his information here. So first of all, if you want to follow Coleman, all of his information you can find on his, what would you call it again?
This is called a flow page through flow code.
As you can hear banging in the background. So I put his flow page down below. If you go to that link, it'll go to all of this information. And Coleman, for those who don't, like me, know what that was, tell me about flow page over the banging.
So flow page is basically it's kind of like if you think of Linktree, it's just a way to like put links to maybe like information that you want to share out quickly. It's just a place to house things. So I have all my resources there for FETC there, as well as a way to schedule with me. So I use it with my teachers at school, so they can go there and then they go to my Calendly page and schedule a time with me, as well as I house all of my digital newsletters there. So I have a place for all my weekly newsletters, so teachers can go back and see what I've done all year long, and maybe from previous years there as well.
So you are presenting twice by yourself. You said twice with colleagues. You are really supporting educators that are coming here. Where do you go to learn?
Where do I go to learn? One of those things is I've worked with some of the companies that are out here. So Paradec, I've learned a lot from them, becoming one of their coaches, as well as just leaning in. I like to go to Twitter. Twitter is my favorite place to learn, honestly. I spend a lot of time there learning and seeing all the different ideas, because really I just want to bring back incredible ideas to like engage my teachers and to help train them to think about education outside the box. It's not just like I've always done it, this is the way I'm always going to do it. I'm trying to get them to move past that and help them see, hey, you can do this, and it doesn't always have to be the same.
So as someone who uses all of these resources, for educators who come here maybe for the first time or learning some of the tools that you had just shared, and it feels a little overwhelming, how would you recommend them just starting to take a step or two to learn some of these tools?
To learn some of these tools here at FETC. Yeah.
Or any that you mentioned, just in general.
My philosophy has changed over the course of my educational. I used to use every tool under the sun. Every tool I understand, and to the point where like I wasn't as confident with it, but I still would use it, and then therefore my teachers or my students would not be confident with it. So I decided to really just kind of like narrow down on maybe 2 to 3 tools in a school year and say, these are the ones that I'm going to learn and that my students are going to do well. And at that point, when I can do it well, my students can do well, and then they can ultimately create what they want to create with it. So.
And I'll bring it more towards FETC now. As people walk into the vendor hall, and you said you love to learn some of these tools, and they're like, whoa, thousands. I think I was talking to Jen Wumble last night. There's like a quarter mile of vendors and products. How do you make sure people aren't overwhelmed in there?
Man, I'm not sure if I know how to do that. That definitely is overwhelming, because I have a graphic in one of my presentations that has every single tool on it. Said, hey, how do you feel when you see this? I think if they have a tool that they're really using, I would say go directly to them and let's say spend some time with them, or get to one of those sessions. Honestly, get to one of those sessions that is actually on that tool. I think that's the best way I can sit there and say, just narrow down that focus and, don't just jump around. If you're going to go down a track and stay down that track.
And for someone like yourself who is rooted in this work and has continued to share your work, what do you hope to take away from an event like this?
I am really actually coming to really learn a little bit more about coaching. That's something that I've been learning and wanting to develop in myself and to become a better coach. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time. I'm going to spend about half my time in some sessions where we're going to dive into coaching, and then I'm going to spend some time in the educator sector, where they focus on like the tools, so that I can take some awesome things back to my teachers as a coach.
That is awesome. And one of the things that I really appreciate, and we literally just met like 20 minutes ago, how open you are, and you start off by saying, "Come to our district. We're in the news. We learned you on these great things. You're doing 4 sessions, but you end with, I want to be better, and this is how I want to get there." And I hope people who are watching and listening see that we are continuing to grow and we're continuing to build our own skills. So that's incredibly impressive as well. So if you want to check out all of Coleman's work, check out the flow page there. You talked about going on to Twitter, Mr. Brown's class. And as we talk about that and end with that, what does Stronger Together mean to you? Because you were talking about all of these. I see on your water bottle, you got all the stickers of different things, and you talked about growing as a coach for yourself.
I think Stronger Together just means, just taking what we do best and learning from other people, because we don't have to be the know-it-all. And so I hope that when I go into my session, someone might tell me something new that I can learn, and that's going to help me become better. And I think that's a great place to be in the place of a leader, but also as a learner.
That is awesome. Well, thank you for stopping in. Thank you for signing up. It was great to meet you. I hope you have a great few days and we connect with each other when we have a chance. And if not, we'll connect after here so I can continue to learn from you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.